Need some water. Hello. Welcome to our McTravels. If you're new, hello. I'm Mallory. And today we're doing another packing video. This time we are going on a more tropical cruise to Mexico and the Bahamas. And I'm excited about this trip because, for one, this is going to be a slightly more relaxing trip than we're used to. Typically, we go on more of adventures more than vacations because there's not a whole lot of downtime. But on this trip, we're going to just kind of take it easy a little bit. We are going to be doing some stuff, obviously, but not nearly as much as we might normally do. A little bit of backstory. If you saw any of our other videos, you may know that earlier this year we went on a cruise to Alaska. That was our first cruise we'd ever been on, and I do feel like we learned a lot. I mean, it's one thing, like, we did our research and we talked to people about cruising, but it was another thing to be on the ship. Like, we didn't know how we were going to handle things like motion sickness. Were we going to like the vibe of the ship and all that sort of stuff? I will say I don't think cruising is going to become our preferred method of travel, just because we like to spend more time in each of our destinations than you really get to while you're at a port. Typically, sometimes you have more time, and I think on this upcoming cruise we actually have more time, a little bit more time than we had in some of our stops on the last one. But why we're going on this cruise when we've never been on one, and now we're going on two in the same year, is because we were initially supposed to go on our Alaskan cruise in 2020, and it got canceled. And we had the option to either get a refund or to get a credit to rebook. And we chose to get a credit. And when you get a credit, you actually you got more than 100%. I think it was like 120% or something like that. Credit. And we rebooked for 2021, and then it got canceled again. I think they canceled cruises through like June 1st, and we were supposed to leave like May 26th or something. So we ended up having to rebook for 2022, which was fine, and we finally got to go this year. But what happened was we ended up with a lot of credits. So we used those credits on our last cruise to book all of our excursions, to upgrade some of our packages, and we still had a lot of credits left. And they told us we could use them on another cruise as long as we use it the same year. So we decided to look for a different cruise, and we found this one that worked for us. And we're essentially getting to go on it for free. We didn't have to pay for the cruise at all. The credits covered all of that. We will have to pay for our flights. We did pay for our flights and our hotels in Miami, which is where our port is. And then if we do any excursions, we'll have to pay for those. We haven't booked any yet, but there's one that we think we're going to book. Talking about excursions, so first of all, a little bit more about this trip. It is a 5-night cruise. We have 3 ports, one in Key West, one in Cozumel, Mexico, and one in the Bahamas. Great Stirrup Cay, I believe, is where we're stopping. And each one of those, I think we have anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours at each of the ports. And we have one day that's fully sailing. Today's Wednesday, and we're leaving on Sunday. And I'm packing today because it's going to be busy the next few days. My cousin's getting married this weekend. I am directing the wedding. So we have the rehearsal Friday night. I'm getting my hair done Friday. Saturday's the wedding, and then we leave bright and early Sunday. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing last minute prep for the trip. I've still got a couple more things I need to buy or get ready to pack. So I wanted to go ahead and get packed today for the most part. But since we are leaving on Sunday, we're going down to Miami early. Our cruise doesn't leave until Tuesday. But we're flying in because the Braves are in town. And if you don't know, one of our travel goals is to watch the Atlanta Braves, play in every major league stadium. And we've been able to check quite a few off the list so far. So now we're getting to check off another one because they're going to be in Miami this weekend playing the Marlins. So we're going to get to go to the Marlins Park, which I think is called Lone Depot Park, and watch them play. So we're excited about that. And then we have a whole day in Miami on Monday, and then our cruise leaves Tuesday, goes through Sunday, and then we come back home on Monday, which is a little bit to do with our flights, which we'll talk a little bit more about booking the cruise and a lot of that in our upcoming videos on this trip. So stay tuned. And also, if you haven't seen our Alaska videos and you're interested, I did a packing and unpacking from Alaska. We did vlogs throughout the whole thing, and we've done videos where we kind of talk about the cruise as a whole, cruising with Norwegian, cruising to Alaska, all that good stuff. Plus, we did stay in the Haven Suite on the last cruise, so we're also going to do a video after we get back from this trip talking all about the Haven, because this trip we're not staying in the Haven. This boat doesn't even have one, but even if it did, we wouldn't be staying in it again. And we're going to talk about if we think it's actually worth it. So stay tuned for that upcoming video. So because of a couple of different reasons, we are packing carry-on only for this trip. One reason is because we're going to the Braves game. We have to leave Sunday because the wedding's on Saturday. Our flight leaves Atlanta at 7:30. Assuming all goes well, we're supposed to be in Miami by 9:30, and we'll have time hopefully to, get from the airport to the hotel to drop our stuff off, get back to the park, get some lunch, make it in time for the game, which I think is at 1 or 1:30. So if we could skip any extra things like having to go to baggage claim, that would be fantastic to help just save us some time because we're going to be kind of in a hurry. But more than that, the airline industry this summer has been kind of a nightmare. There has been so many instances of delayed flights, canceled flights, moved flights, lost luggage, so much craziness, and fingers crossed that none of that happens to us. But that is another reason that we're going carry-on only, so we don't have to worry about losing our bags, hopefully. There, of course, always is a chance that they can make us check our bags at the gate, because we are usually towards the back of the plane, but we're really, really hoping that they don't do that. So because of all of that, we're going carry-on only, means we're going to have to pack light. The last cruise we packed so much, but it was a completely different cruise, completely different destination. We had a lot more warm clothes, large shoes that we don't have on this trip. So I think we're going to be fine doing carry-on only. I have just my suitcase over here, and then I'm carrying this bag here as my personal item. This will fit under the seat in front of me, so I don't have to worry about having two things that go in the overhead compartment, which I'm hoping will help me as far as not having to check a bag, but also just, sort of out of consideration for other people, so nobody else has to check a bag either, hopefully. This will also double. I thought it would be, might be cool to double as a pool bag or a beach bag if we get the chance to go to the beach, which I'm hoping we do because we're going to be in a lot of destinations with beaches. That this might be a good bag for that also. So I think it's going to be dual purpose. The only thing I don't like about this bag is it doesn't have a strap on the side where you can slide it down over the handle of your suitcase. But the bag I have that does have one of those is taller rather than wider, and I prefer wider for this trip. So I will have to carry it on my shoulder, but I think it'll be fine. I might could prop it on top of the bag. So before I tell you what I'm going to pack, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to pack. Because we're packing light, there are some things that we are leaving behind on this trip. So first of all, clothes and shoes wise, I am not taking any workout clothes really. I'm not taking tennis shoes. I am taking a couple of things that might be considered workout clothes, but not really for that purpose. We're not doing any excursions that are going to require active wear. We don't go to the gym on vacation. We're not going to be doing a lot of physical activity like that. So it's just not necessary. Now, I will say if you are doing excursions where you will be active, now some excursions like zip lining, I think, do require closed-toed shoes. So just keep that in mind if you're doing excursions, make sure you have the right clothing. The one excursion that we're thinking about doing is like a city tour, so there's really not a wardrobe requirement. It just says wear something comfortable, which we're not going to wear something uncomfortable on the whole trip anyway. So I'm going to be fine in that department, but I'm not taking tennis shoes, not taking really workout clothes. Second, I'm not taking any formal wear. Norwegian doesn't really have a formal night like a lot of cruise ships do, so I've heard. That other cruise ships have like a captain's dinner type of thing. And Norwegian really doesn't have that. I don't know if it's official or unofficial, but the last night of the cruise is typically when everybody gets dressed up. At least that's what happened on the last cruise. We saw a lot more people dressed up the last night. And we did dress up one night because we were invited to this cocktail party also with the captain and the crew. So we got dressed up for that. And it was kind of fun, but at the same time, so it's not super comfortable, and so we're just not going to do it this time. We're not going to worry about that. I mean, we do have some things that are a tad bit nicer, nothing fancy though, because if we took a fancy outfit, we'd also have to take shoes to go along with it, and we're definitely trying to conserve space here, so we're not taking anything this time. Third, we're not taking any themed party outfits. So Norwegian does have a lot of theme parties. On our last cruise, they had their famous glow party, they had a Latin night, and they had like a 50s sock hop, and there were people that dressed up for those. And we actually thought they were going to have like a country line dancing type of party, and Courtney took her cowboy boots, and they ended up not having it. But this time we're not taking anything that's specifically just for a party, just like a themed outfit. We do have some clothes that we could wear to parties. We're definitely going to go to parties, but we're not going to worry about meeting any sort of theme, just because, we don't have the space for it. As far as toiletries go, there are a couple things I'm not taking. I'm not taking shampoo, conditioner, or body wash. I didn't take any of those things on the last cruise. I just used what they had, and it worked out perfectly fine. They actually had pretty good stuff on the last cruise, so I'm hoping they do on this one as well. And I'll just use, whatever the hotels have the whole time is what I'm going to use. And that's going to work out fine for me. The one other thing that we're not taking with us on the plane, we're not packing, but we are actually going to purchase when we get to Miami, is sunscreen. Spray sunscreen, to be more specific. We are going to obviously need sunscreen because we're probably going to be outside a lot on this trip. And I do have sunscreen for my face, but I like the spray for arms, legs, hard to reach places, but they're too big. We are limited in our liquids, and all of those spray cans are too big and don't meet the requirement. So we are going to purchase that when we get to Miami, take it on the ship with us. The ship doesn't have any sort of liquid limitations or anything. So we're going to take it with us and then just either use it all or donate it to somebody else when we get off the cruise, because we can't bring it back home with us either. And unless we decide to check a bag, I think you can put spray sunscreen in your checked luggage. I know you can put like hairspray. I'm assuming it's a sort of a similar concept, unless they consider it more like mace, but I wouldn't think it'd be any more flammable than hairspray. I'm really not sure. It might be a good idea to check the TSA website before you decide on packing that spray sunscreen. Okay, so now that I've told you what I'm not going to pack, I'm going to tell you what I am going to pack. So I have my suitcase here. I kind of have my stuff. It's a little bit of chaos at the moment. So I'm going to get myself organized, and then I'll show it to you. Okay, starting with shoes. So first, I have my kids. These, I'm going to be honest, I'm probably not going to wear that much, if at all. But I want to have at least one pair of closed-toed shoes to wear, just in case I happen to need closed-toed shoes, and these take up a lot less room than tennis shoes do, so that's why I'm taking these. I don't anticipate wearing them a whole lot, but just in case. I'm putting these in my shoe bags. I will link all of the items I use in this video, my packing cubes, my shoe bags, my pretty much anything I have. If it's online somewhere, I'll put it down so you can find it yourself if you want. Next, the shoes I'm probably going to wear most of the time, my Merrells. As you can tell, these have been worn a lot because I love them. If you've seen any of our other videos where we talk about our favorite travel items, you probably heard us talk about these before. We love these. These are amazing for walking. They are really comfortable, even on my flat feet. My feet don't hurt, I found, when I walk a lot in these. I've done hiking in these, all kinds of stuff. These are great. I'm actually going to wear these on the plane, so I'm not going to pack them in the suitcase. But yeah, love these. Also, just a tip, nobody likes to walk barefoot on the floor in the airport. So if you wear sandals, just get you a pair of socks. And you can either wear them under your sandals, which is what I probably am going to do, at least until we get through security. Or you can just slip them on at security if you can be quick enough when you take your shoes off. Just, yeah, so you don't have to walk barefoot on the airport floor. Next pair of shoes I have are these sandals here. Nothing fancy, just slightly nicer that I could wear to dinner with my dresses, that sort of thing. And lastly, I have these, which are relatively new. These are Skechers. They're called Foamies, I believe. They're a type of Foamies, and these are very comfortable shoes. I wear these to work a lot, and they're really nice to stand in, I think, because they have this thicker sole on the bottom. But I like these. These I'm actually taking instead of taking my normal rubber flip-flops, which I take for like pool, beach. Instead, I'm going to use these because they also have that rubbery kind of material, but they're a lot more comfortable to wear than the rubber flip-flops. And that's it for shoes. That's all the shoes I'm taking. Moving on to pants. I have 2 pairs of blue jean shorts. I have one pair of just regular kind of clothy shorts. I've got one capri length pair of yoga pants, stretchy pants. I wore those a lot on the last cruise, just around the ship, just because they were so comfortable. And then I have these pants. I've had these pants for a long time, and I never really get to wear them because there's not a whole lot of cause to wear them on a daily basis. But I thought these would be the perfect trip for these. I thought they might look good, you know, be good to wear to dinner or something, maybe even around the ship, because they're very comfortable and they're very light, so they're not thick or too warm. So I think they'll still be good for the warmer weather. And I know, like last time on the cruise ship, it was a lot warmer than I thought it would be. I really thought it was going to be cool the whole time. I don't know why. I mean, I know we were going to Alaska, but I didn't expect the cruise ship itself to be as warm as it was. But anyway, that's it for pants. Okay, for shirts. So first of all, I have my Braves jersey because we're going to the game, and you got to represent when you go watch your team play, especially when you're at another stadium. So I've got this. I'm actually going to wear this on the plane because we're going to kind of be going, like I said, from the plane to the airport, obviously. From the airport to the hotel to the ball game. So wearing that. I decided to pack 7 tops altogether, not including my Braves jersey. So I've got 4 tank tops and then 3 just regular short sleeve tops. So for tank tops, I've just got this black one. I have this other black one, sort of a maroon color, and then this sort of more flowery looking top. Then my short sleeve tops, I just have plain white top. I've got my Escape t-shirt and just a plain then navy blue top. And that's the tops. Next category is dresses. So I have 2 dresses that I'm taking on this trip. I have this navy blue dress I got from Amazon. And I have this new dress I bought, which is this tropical looking dress from Dress Up. I thought this was really cute. I just bought this, so I haven't worn it anywhere yet. But I thought it would be really appropriate for this vacation. So it'll be my first go wearing this dress. So I'm excited about that. For outerwear, I have a couple of things. So I'm taking one sweatshirt just in case I get cold on the ship, which is always a possibility. I did get cold a little bit especially in our room on the last trip, because Courtney likes to turn it into a freezer. Next, I have this cardigan, just a plain black cardigan to wear also if I get a little bit chilly, but this will look a little bit nicer than my sweatshirt to wear like with my dresses, or when we go to dinner or whatnot. I will tell you one thing. On the last cruise, I really thought we were gonna get dressed up for dinner a lot more than we did. On this trip, I kind of feel like we have a better chance of like changing clothes, just because I feel like during the day we're gonna be wearing a lot of like swimsuits, because I feel like we're probably gonna be outside on the deck a lot. I could be wrong. And then lastly, I have my raincoat, because I take my raincoat on every trip ever, because you never know when it's gonna rain. I always like to be prepared. For other, I do have, I got a pair of pajamas, obviously, to sleep in. Then lastly, for clothes, we have swimsuits. So I'm taking 2 swimsuits. Here's a little thing about swimsuits for you. So I was watching some other packing videos for similar trips, more tropical type of trips, cruises. And I kid you not, like every single person, every single video packed at least 1 swimsuit per day of their trip, which seems crazy to me. Because first of all, I don't even own that many swimsuits. But second of all, I mean, I guess I'm not an influencer, so maybe that has a part in it of, wearing different merchandise all the time. It just really seems like having a swimsuit for every day is a little bit excessive, but who am I to say? So anyway, I have 2 swimsuits. I have one one piece, and then I have my 2-piece here. And then I have my swimsuit cover up, which I bought like a long time ago, and I think I've worn it maybe twice. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to wear it again. So we'll get some use out of it. I think that's it for clothes. So now I'm going to get all this stuff packed up and put into the suitcase. Also, I didn't say this before, but I definitely have underwear. It's all in here. I just wasn't going to show it on camera. So all my underwear, socks, bras, everything in here. I think I'm going to pack my bathing suits in this bag. I bought this set of dry bags. We had 5, and Courtney and I kind of split them, but these are the 3 that I have still. And I think I'm going to take these because I thought they might be good to put damp swimsuits in. If we have to pack a damp swimsuit for some reason, or if we go to the beach, we might want to take just a little bag to put, you know, just to keep stuff in, to keep, you know, also keep stuff dry in these. Last, I want to talk about my bags. So I'm taking this backpack. This is going to be my go-to when we get off the boat, especially if we do an excursion or anything. It is water resistant, which means it will help keep things dry on the inside. I also have in here my waterproof pouch and the little, okay, I do not need that, the waterproof pouch for my phone. So if we do get really close to the water, this came really in handy when we went kayaking. So I've got all of those in here. This just in case. I may put it in my backpack during the day if I think it's going to rain, so that we can keep, you know, any electronics, papers, our wallets, anything in here to make sure it doesn't get wet, because it's actually waterproof. So I'm going to pack this. And the only other bag that I'm taking is this, which is essentially just a wallet with a strap. This was the only bag I used on the last trip when we were on the ship. I carried this. The only thing that you really have to carry around is your key card, because that's what you use to pay for everything. And then I carried my phone and my chapstick, and that all fit perfectly in here. So this is the only other bag I'm carrying. Plus, I could carry this with me into the baseball stadium because it does meet the requirements. So I'm actually going to keep this out and put it in my other bag, because I'm gonna need it when we get to Miami. Okay, we're running a tight fit here. But I think we can do it. Okay, the only other thing I think that I'm gonna pack in my suitcase are these metal hooks. We got these for the last cruise. These actually work pretty good. Now the ones I got don't hold a lot of weight. Now these won't hold up towels or anything like that, but they will hold wet swimsuits. Courtney used 2 of these to hold her toiletry bag up. We did have magnetic walls in our bathroom on the last cruise. So between the 2 of us, we used a lot of these last time. So these come really in handy, and I think they do make stronger ones if you need them to hold up more than just a couple pounds each. I'm also carrying my travel straightener. This will be just my tiny straightener in case I ever want to straighten my hair when I blow dry it. I think that's all that's going to go in here, at least for now. The one good thing about this suitcase is it does expand. So if I needed it to be bigger, then I can just undo this strap and it actually gets wider. I don't have to do it right now, but if I were to buy things on the trip and need room to bring them back, I do have that option. So got all this stuff in here. Okay, for my other bag, I'm gonna be real. I thought I was gonna be able to get more in there than I did. So there's gonna be more stuff going in this bag than I initially anticipated. So one, I'm gonna put my raincoat in here because I want it to be handy. It's not supposed to be raining, but you never know. I'm gonna put this bag in here, this little bag, because I'm going to be using it when we get to Miami. I am putting everything in this bag that I might have to take out when we go through airport security. So that way I don't have to hopefully get into this bag going through security. So I'm gonna have all of my electronics and my liquids in here. So electronics, I have my tablet. I'll also have my headphones. I don't have those right at the moment, but I will have these to go in here. This bag is going to be for all of my rest of my electronics. I've got my portable battery charger. I've got all of my cables. I'm going to obviously add more cables to this before we leave because I have some of them plugged up over there. I'll have the charger for my watch, etc. Pretty much everything I'll need cable wise. Oh, forgot this. I still haven't gotten me a smaller one of these. This is actually a travel adapter you can take to other countries. But it has a bunch of USB ports and a USB-C port. So that's why I like to take it They do obviously make smaller ones of these, especially if you're just traveling in the US, that you can put multiple USBs in, but I don't have one of those, so I'm taking this one. One thing to note, cruise ships do not have a lot of plug-ins in the rooms, so having a multiple adapter, a multi-plug adapter, can be very, very handy. For my non-liquid toiletries, I have pretty much some of my makeup, my deodorant, my toothbrush. I'm not taking a whole lot of makeup. Obviously, I don't wear a lot of makeup. I'm not wearing any right now. But I do have a little bit that I'm just going to take just in case I want to put it on at any point. I got some Q-tips in here. Just a few non-liquid essentials. Then I have my liquid. So this is my liquid bag, TSA approved, where I got my sunscreen for my face, some hand sanitizer, moisturizer, face wash, toothpaste. There's Downy wrinkle spray, which is amazing, not only for wrinkles, but also for smell. I got my, that's my mascara. Got some bug spray, and I've got my dry shampoo. Like I said, I'm not taking regular shampoo, conditioner, or body wash. This time I'm going to use what they have. Here's my luggage tag. I just got this suitcase, so I got to put my luggage tag. I got me a Hogwarts luggage tag I need to put on there. Okay, so I also have this, which I have not taken out of the box yet, obviously, but I may just, I wonder if I should pack this in that other bag. Guess you could take, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, I may go take this out of here before we actually leave, but I was looking for some shaving cream, travel size shaving cream, and I couldn't find any. But when I was looking at the shaving stuff, I saw these, and I've always wanted to try them. I have the soap like built in, and I thought now might be a good time. So that way I don't have to have shave gel or soap or anything. I can just use it right on here. So I bought one of these. So we're gonna take it and see how it goes, and hopefully it works out for me. This is just gonna hold my medications. I've still got to get my headache medicine out and put some in here, but I've got motion sickness medicine. I've got all of my vitamins and supplements and things that I'm going to take during the week. This container here has got my jewelry. I'm just taking a couple earrings and a band for my watch. I've also got one of these. So this is something new I got, so I'm going to try it out on this trip. And it is an Apple AirTag. So if you haven't seen these, basically what you do, you get these and you add them to your phone under the Find My section. So like find my iPhone, my iPad, now you'll find your AirTag. So you can put it into your luggage, which I need to put it into the pink luggage, not into this luggage. I'm gonna have to squeeze this into that box. But you put it in and then you can track it on your phone. So instead of relying on the airport to tell you where your stuff is, you can look it up on your phone and see where your AirTag is, and it'll help you find your luggage, maybe help you a little bit faster, or at least give you peace of mind. They also make keychains for those, but I don't have one of those. Here I have my travel wallet, which I will put all of my documents in. I have my passport, I'll have my vaccine card, I'll have, now Norwegian, I will say Norwegian just dropped their vaccine requirement. They starting in September. We are going in August, so we still have to meet the requirement. But after, as far as I know, starting in September, you no longer have to be vaccinated. You just have to have the negative COVID test. And speaking of, I'm talking about the COVID test. We do have the test. Courtney actually has them. They are the home tests, the ones you do where you do a virtual call. So we are going to be doing those, but we have to do them 2 days ahead of time. So we got to wait until Sunday before we can take them. So we're going to just take them with us to Miami and take them Sunday night because our cruise doesn't leave until Tuesday. I also have in here, I have my C-bands. I'm putting them in here so I have easy access because I like to wear these on the plane because I do sometimes get a little nauseous on planes. These did come really in handy on the last cruise. I wore these on a couple of days, and then there was only, I think, twice I actually had to take motion sickness medicine because I was feeling really nauseous. One was, I believe, the second night of the cruise, and then towards the end of the week, we had a little bit of rough waters. I've heard that sailing down towards the Caribbean, down in that area towards where the Bahamas are, that's a little bit smoother waters than going up to Alaska, but I don't know. We'll find out in about a week. Speaking also of motion sickness, I also have ginger chews. So these are recommended, I saw online, for when you're a little bit sick. I know ginger is good for nausea. So I found these at Sprouts, and I thought this would be a good, it might be a good thing to try to help out if I start feeling a little bit nauseous on this cruise. So yeah, I got these ginger chews. Also, they might be helpful on the plane. Who knows? I have here my water bottle, which of course I'm taking. You have to take empty through security, but you can fill it up. They have water bottle fillers on the other side, so you can fill it up, have you some water. Now, obviously they bring water around on the plane, but have a little bit extra. Plus have it on the trip with me. When we get off the ship, I like to carry a water bottle to make sure I have water. Depending on what we're doing, you never really know. So I'll obviously have my phone with me. I have my travel journal. So I have started travel journaling on the last several trips we've been on. It's very helpful when we're coming back and writing blog posts on our blog about it. And even when we're talking about it later, it can be easier, I think, to read about what you did and how you felt about it than it is to, when you're looking at photos. I think sometimes the reading can really help, especially when you're trying to write about what you saw. Oh, these are my things from the last cruise, from our excursions. Anyway, travel journal. And then the last thing that I am taking, I think, oh wait, I lied. Elvis is my travel companion, in case you don't know. He's my good luck charm, and also he has his hat, because he always has a hat that matches the theme of the vacation. So he has his little straw hat for this trip. And then the last thing that I'm planning on taking, right as of now, is this book, The Night Circus. I wasn't going to take any actual books on the trip. I was just going to read on my Kindle app, but I started reading this book, and I've gotten into it, and I'm about this far into it so far, and I don't know that I'm going to have time to finish it because I feel like the next several days are going to be really busy for me with the wedding and everything. So assuming I don't finish this book in the next few days, which is very likely, I'm going to take it on the trip because I want to finish it, and I think it would be, nice to have a book to read while we're on the trip. So I think that is it. I think that's it. These, obviously, I may have to just move my air tag into another part of the suitcase, but I did manage to get everything packed. This is a little bit heavier than I thought it would be, and I may consider expanding the suitcase and putting a couple more things in the big suitcase instead of in my carry-on bag. But I think it's gonna be good. I'm pretty sure I don't see anything else around me. I don't think I forgot anything important. I do have a couple more things. I'm gonna take my hairbrush and my comb. They're still in the bathroom. I'm gonna grab a loofah. I like to just take a little tiny loofah with me when I travel and then just throw it away. I don't have to worry about bringing it back. I am gonna also bring some Ziploc bags, just in case I need Ziploc bags for anything. I like to have a couple of Ziploc bags around. That's the main things I can think of right now that I'm missing. But otherwise, I hope that maybe this video wasn't too long, and hopefully you enjoyed it if you watched the whole thing. We'll see what happens on this trip. Stay tuned for our upcoming blogs. It's time for bed. What time is it? It's 9:30. Stay tuned for upcoming vlogs about this trip. We're going to do several while we're away in Miami and then on the cruise at the different ports and things. Stay tuned for our upcoming videos about the Haven Suite with Norwegian. Is it worth it? Is it not? And more of us talking about how we feel overall about cruising, especially after we go on this one. We'll be experts basically because we will have been on officially 2 cruises, which obviously makes you an expert, right? Thanks again if you made it this far for watching. It's time for me to go to bed. Until next time, bye. Didn't use the big packing cube because it won't fit in the suitcase unless I put all the clothes in it, which would then not keep the clothes super organized. Not that it matters too much, I don't think, but still.